Hey guys, you're right on time for summertime. Today we have here.
Melba Wilson.
I'm so happy to be able to interview you. This place is beautiful. It's one of the most famous soul food restaurants in Harlem, New York. And I'm so honored to be able to interview you, the legendary.
No, the honor is mine because I think you came here a while ago.
Yeah.
And back then you were 1 year old.
Mm-hmm.
And now look at you. You are double digits, like doing huge things.
Yeah.
And I'm so inspired by you. And I
I'm
realize,
inspired by you.
well, we're our sisters' keepers.
Yeah.
So what have you been up to?
Well, recently I've been able to interview Miles Frost.
I love Miles.
Wow, me too.
MJ.
Yes, his voice is beautiful, and I want to say thank you so much, Miles. Man, you and the cast, like I said, are phenomenal. Your performance was beautiful, and I want to say thank you so much for giving me the time to let me interview you. Can't wait to see you.
And when you listen to Miles and when you see him, it's almost like you feel like Michael Jackson has taken over his body.
Yeah.
And that he's present and that he is exuding himself through Miles Frost, actually.
Yes, it's beautiful.
It is.
I've watched it 2 times.
Oh my God. So it had to be really good.
Yes,
sure.
It's very good. It was actually my first Broadway I've ever watched.
Wow.
And that was the best.
Well, what a good one to be your first one.
Yeah, I agree. So, can you please introduce you to my audience?
Sure. Hi, I'm Melba Wilson, born, bred, and buttered right here in the village of Harlem. I'm a chef, I'm an author, I'm a mom, but most importantly, I'm the girl next door. I'm the little red engine that everybody said couldn't, wouldn't, and shouldn't, but did. You know, the food and beverage industry is primarily a white male-dominated industry. And so you very seldom see women, and you really don't see women of color a lot.
True.
So to not just be where I am in the industry, but also to be the president of the Hospitality Alliance, the first female president, and the first person of color is huge. But it's only huge if I inspire and encourage others to follow in my footsteps, but most importantly, to pave their own paths.
Man, I like that a lot. This is great. I love this a lot. I love it. I love it. I love it. So you're in a competitive industry. How do you keep your brand unique and make your dishes authentic and true to who you are?
I am unapologetically me. And I feel whether I'm in the kitchen cooking or when I walk into a room, me in my entirety, I'm enough. I think that as women, as girls, we're often told that we're too loud or too mute or too aggressive or not aggressive enough. And I think we have to know that in all the flavors, sizes, shapes, hues, that we are enough. And we have to be comfortable in our skin.
Yeah.
I also realize that I'm never in the room just to take up space. Whenever I'm in a room, I'm going to say something. You're going to notice me, you're going to see me, and you're going to hear me. But I think that authenticity transforms itself into everything that I cook and into most things that I do. But I think a lot of it comes from looking at our forefathers and foremothers who have come before us, acknowledging and recognizing all of the things that they've done, how they've blazed the trail for us, and never taking that for granted.
Yes. That is beautiful.
Thank you.
When someone patronizes your restaurant and tries your food, what are the 3 top things you want them to walk away with?
Oh, good question. Good question. Well, first of all, food is the conduit to bringing people together. That's all it is. It's a vehicle that is used to bring people together. And when you think about it, everything that we do that's important happens over what? Food. It does. Whether it's the birth of a newborn baby, whether it's the 50th anniversary, wedding anniversary, or if it's someone transitioning.
Yeah.
You know, food is at the center and the core of what we do. So I want people to take away comfort, because I want them to walk in the door and I want them to feel a sense of comfort. And comfort is not just in the style of cuisine, but it's also in the feeling that they get when they walk through the door, when they sit at a table, when a server comes over to take their order, when they look around the walls and they see art that reflects us.
Yes.
I want them to feel like this is their home away from home.
Wow. No wonder why you're the queen of comfort food and soul food.
Yeah.
I'm already loving you already. This is beautiful.
Thank you. I'm loving you too. I'm so inspired by you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
When you think of soul food, what comes to mind?
Oh, well, we know traditionally soul food was the food, it was the pig ears. It was the pigtails. It was the food that the slave masters did not want. It was the collard greens were the bitterest of the greens, right? And these are the food, the chitlins, the hog's intestines, right? These are the foods that we had to take and prepare so that we, as Black people, can go back on the plantation and work the plantation, whether it's picking tobacco, corn, cotton. But we had to be able to nourish our family members to go back on the plantation and cook.
Yeah.
So the fact that it's now a delicacy, okay, the fact that it's now known all around the world is not surprising to me, but it's mesmerizing. It just shows that we have a place in this history, we have a place in this country, but most importantly, we have a place in this world.
Yeah, I agree with you. I love that. I love that a lot. It's beautiful. And collard greens are my favorite too.
Oh my God.
I love collard greens. And speaking of that, I don't know if it's the wontons that you made with the collard greens, the rice. Yes, that was beautiful. It has so many different flavors. I was like, wow, this is genius.
Yeah.
You're adding the collard greens in there, the rice, and the black eyed peas.
You already got it. You know the recipe already.
I come from a home that loves food, especially my mom. She loves to make food. Collard greens are my favorite, one of my favorite greens. And I grew up watching Food Network.
Oh my God.
So much so I got to watch you beat Bobby Flay. I'm like, wow, she deserved it. It was fully Southern, fully traditional, and that was beautiful. And when I came here to eat the spring rolls, I'm like, this is genius. Nobody ever thought of this before.
Nobody ever did it before.
And I want to say thank you.
You are such an inspiration to what our future is, will be, and can be. And to see you at 10 years young, encompassing, channeling, and also at 10 paving the way for people. I'm sure there's so many people that look up to you as well.
I appreciate it.
Thank you for doing the work.
Thank you. I appreciate your words.
Thank you.
What are some of the challenges on owning a restaurant?
Ooh, girl. How much time do you have? Okay. Well, there are lots of challenges. First of all, there's staff. There's funding. Oftentimes, we know how to cook, but we don't know the business part of this industry. So it really should be called the business restaurant, not the restaurant business. Because if you don't know how to take care of the business part of it, there is no restaurant.
That's true.
And oftentimes in our culture, food is something that we give away. We give to our neighbors, we give to our family, we give to our friends. But doing this as a business, we have to make sure that we make a profit, that we're able to pay our bills, our payroll, et cetera, and a plethora of other bills. So some of the challenges are definitely, I'm very hard on myself. People say, who's your competition? I'm my competition. And I'm my competition because I want to be better than I was yesterday, better than I was last week, better than I was last year. And I'm very, very hard on myself. Harlem is a community that I am born, bred, and buttered, and that I still live in. It's a community that's nurtured me. It has prepared me for this moment to be able to sit down and be interviewed by you. Harlem has prepared me as to how to deal with a pandemic, because I've had so many pandemics in my life. So owning a restaurant is definitely by far one of the hardest things I've ever done.
Oh, wow.
But it's also one of the most rewarding. I get to employ people from my community. I have 57 employees.
Wow.
With 92% of them living and coming from this community. That brings me a lot of joy. But I'm also able to give back. I'm able to provide jobs. A lot of people come in here, this is their first job. They come in with their working papers at 14, and this is their first job. And so it gives me an opportunity to shape lives, to change lives, and hopefully to make lives. So I'm just blessed to be able to do what I love doing for a living.
I can tell that you're blessed. It's shining in and out. It's beautiful, and I love how you're giving back to the community. You're giving people jobs, because I feel like it's no use of hoarding it all to yourself.
Not, ooh, 10? You sure you're only 10? Oh my God, you gotta put another zero behind that. Your wisdom, I am overjoyed and so impressed.
Thank you.
I can't wait to see you at 12, girl. At 10 years old, you are dropping gems, and that's what it's about. It's about creating generational wealth. How do we do that? We do that by supporting our community and the people within it.
Yeah.
You know, the dollar has to circulate at least 8 times in a community for us to be economically wealthy. So I go to the dry cleaners down the block. I go to the supermarket up the block. I go to the wine store right over here. You know, I go to Vegan Hood right across the street. But that's what we have to do. And I take pride in doing that. And in terms of giving back, our advertising budget, I always say our, even though I have no partners or investors, but I say our because it takes me and all of my entire team in order to run this restaurant. But our advertising budget goes back to the community. So sometimes it's paying for a repass for someone who's transitioned. Other times it's feeding over 200,000 people during the pandemic. But those are just some of the things that we do to give back.
Yes. So I know that you're, like as you said, born, bred, and buttered in Harlem. But Harlem is filled with so much rich history and culture and saturated with a lot of soul food restaurants. Was there a time when you wondered if you should have your restaurant, your soul food restaurant, here too?
That's a good question. There's never been a time that I wondered about that. I think sometimes we have to step out on faith and we have to follow our passion. In Harlem, there are over 400,000 people that reside here. So it's larger than Cleveland, right? And I believe if you build it, they will come. But you have to give them a reason to come. And I think with me being authentic, being unapologetic, and just being me, and giving so much to my community, I felt my community would support me, and that they definitely have. We get people that come from other countries, etc., to be here. But most importantly, it's the local kings and queens in my neighborhood, in the neighborhood of Harlem, that always show up for us.
That's important. How would you describe the feeling of owning a restaurant in 2 words?
Oh, 2 words. Life-changing.
Why?
Because it gives me an opportunity to change lives.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Everybody, if you have a passion and you know that you want to achieve it, I think that you should also find a way how to change lives also. This is one of your main examples, and I'm so happy to be able to give you an example. What would you tell people learning about New York, about Harlem?
New York, New York. So nice they had to name it twice. It is so true. Oh my God, New York is full of flavor. It's full of history. It's full of arts. It's full of culture. But more importantly, it truly is a melting pot of people. And when people visit New York, I want you to enjoy all the flavors and allow it to touch all of your senses. There's so many wonderful museums to go to, so many Broadway plays, off and on Broadway plays, but also visit our parks.
Yes.
You know, and speak to our people. I think that being a cross-cultural city is what we're about. You can taste it, you can see it in every bite.
I remember growing up in the Bronx, 8 years, there was Mexican spot here, there is an Italian spot there, a Chinese restaurant here, and you're open to many different cultures, and that's what I love about New York. New York is full of cultures, and I love showing my viewers different things. Like in Ghana, we have Asian and Mediterranean restaurants, Italian restaurants, French and Ghanaian cuisine, and seafood, which I'll tell you a little bit later.
Okay.
And we have just many different tribes with different names and everything, which I'll also tell you about later. Ghana is a beautiful place, and it has so many cultures. And speaking of Ghana, I want to know if you ever plan to come to Ghana and maybe open another Melba's there.
Well, God must have sent you to me. Ghana is on my list of places to visit this year.
Oh wow! I can't wait to see you there.
I can't wait to see you there. I'm gonna pick up the phone and call you and say, okay, you taking me? I know I'm gonna take you out to dinner. I'm gonna take you out to dinner. But Ghana has been calling my name. More importantly, it's been calling my spirit and my soul. So I cannot wait to visit Ghana. And some of the foods are similar. Y'all eat sweet potatoes in Ghana.
Yes.
Okay. And when you think about soul food, collard greens, a lot of the food that's incorporated in soul food or that's considered soul food are foods that came from Africa.
That's true.
You know?
Like you'll find sometimes really nice dishes, plantains on the side, or you'll have some nice jollof, which is a spicy type.
God, I love jollof rice.
That's my favorite.
Okay, that's what we're gonna eat when I come to Ghana.
All
Okay,
right.
okay.
And even when they do the diverse dishes, like for example, yaya la Parisienne, which is a French and Ghanaian cuisine, they add Ivorian jollof rice. You have the spicy hot wings. You have the barbecue wings. It's like in a certain way that they create it. It's beautiful, and they're kind of telling you about their culture. And the way I look at food is painting a story without actually writing it or saying it. When you taste it, you can taste the flavors. You can taste how the people made it. You can taste if a person put in love in it or not. And that's what I love about your food. I can tell you put in a lot of love in it. And for me, my grandmother used to say I could be a food critic because I love tasting food. I like talking about food. And food is one of my favorite things in the whole wide world.
So that means you're gonna say some of my food before you leave today, right?
Yes, definitely. I'm aiming to do that, especially chicken and waffles.
Oh my God! Did I beat Bobby Clay on, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
and I'm so proud of you for that.
Thank you so much.
And in Ghana, I interviewed the head chef of Nsunam, which is the seafood and fish restaurant.
Okay.
Shout out to Chef Mick Elisi. I tasted the love in his food because he was bringing out platters, and there was a seafood platter with octopus. You had different types of fish on it, shrimps, lobster, clams, and these are all new things I tried, but it's delicious, it's hearty, and it paints a story. With your food, just me tasting the spring rolls, it's already painting a story. It's already setting the tone for more things to come, and I can see why everybody's rushing here. It's a beautiful place. I love this setup, and like you said, the paintings and everything. It just makes it welcoming, like a restaurant that's a home.
That's what it's about. It's about, go back to that word comfort. It's where you walk in and everybody really does know your name.
Yes.
Whether you've just traveled from afar or whether you're a regular here, that's the feeling we want you to have. That we're your local cheers, where everybody really does know your name.
So since you want to come to Ghana, I'm going to teach you 2 words from my tribe. And the way you say welcome is akwaba.
Akwaba.
Yes. And the way you say thank you is medasi.
Medasi.
And although I'm learning the culture, I just know one more word and how to respond to it. You can say mesu medasi.
Masu medasi.
Mesu medasi.
Mesu medasi.
Yes.
I have some homework to do.
Me too. I'm still learning the language here and there, and I'm excited.
As am I.
And I know the day that you're born on is a Wednesday.
It is.
So you'll be called Akua.
Oh, really? That's my name?
Yes.
Yay! Now I have a Ghanaian name. Akua.
Yes. And I'm born on a Sunday, so my name is Issy.
Issy.
Yes.
Akua and Issy. Yes. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Again.
Yeah, again.
Because you were just 1 year old.
Yeah.
You won't remember me from back
Guys,
then.
can you believe it? I was just 1 year old when I first came here.
1 year old.
And then look at me now.
Yeah. 1 with the 0 now. Okay, double digits. And double digits are a big deal.
Yes.
I want to ask you, are you feeling different now that you're double digits?
Yes.
How are you feeling? How are you feeling?
I feel a little bit more important. I feel like I have more responsibilities, though, because I have 2 younger siblings. So I feel like I have to look after them. I was their age once, and I feel like, all right, I have to relate to them, help them, and build them up, because my dream is to make sure that I can also support them and support everyone.
Oh my God.
I love helping people. So does my mom. I think that's the trait where I get it from. And I feel like everybody deserves a chance. Everybody deserves a job. Everybody deserves anything that can help them. So yeah.
You are making me want to go have another baby now, okay? And my son is 23. I thought I was finished, but I am so encouraged by you.
Thank you.
Okay, Salif, mama's going to have a daughter, okay? Well, now, how we going to get it, but we going to get it, okay? I'm going to have to ask your mom and dad to clone you. It's so good to have girl talk and girl chatter, but especially when we can have it over food, right?
Yes.
I got to get you some food, too.
Everything, because I came back to do some projects here, everything I've done so far has made me, I miss it. And me just talking to you is beautiful. And
Thank you. But you know it's not over yet.
Yeah.
And guess what? The beautiful thing is that you don't have to choose. You have two homes.
Yeah. And that's
Because Africa
yes.
is from whence we've come.
And also
Right.
here too.
And here too, right?
I love this area.
Yeah.
And when you come to Ghana, we have to go eat some
Girl,
food.
you know we're going to eat, okay?
So
We're definitely going to eat.
before we go,
And have more conversation?
have more
Okay,
conversations.
there we go.
I'm a foodie, so
See? And we may one day have a Melba.
yes.
I believe in the power of manifestation
Yes.
and speaking things into reality.
Yes. The diaspora will love your presence there.
Oh my God.
Because they're craving for some soul food. And they would love it when they see you come to Ghana and maybe even open up a Melba's there.
Why don't we do a pop-up?
Yeah. Let's
Maybe
do
we
it.
just do a pop-up.
Yeah.
Consider it done. Okay. You see my eyebrows up. It's painted on, but it can move when it needs to. This is going to happen. All right? Stay tuned for part
2. Well, guys, like I always say, catch you next time on Summertime. See you next time.
Bye-bye. You are
you.
such a delight.
Thank you.
You young queen. Oh my God. So beautiful.
Meeting the queen of soul food, Miss Melba Wilson, wasn't just inspirational, it was a teachable moment. She exemplifies what it means to give back to the community. It is my hope that when we have all reached our highest potential, that we give back to the communities that we were raised in. This is the best definition of community. Thank you, Miss Melba Wilson, Queen of Soul Food.